know what it is now. Boys and girls of the podcast world. Matt and Tyler on the mics. They're gonna stay here until they agree. They're gonna stay here until they agree. Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
Oh my gosh. If that music wasn't so good. And this is Matt and Tyler from Until We Agree. We're going to be here until we agree.
Mm-hmm.
Boys and girls of the podcast world, as Hutch said. I am so mad. That music cheered me up a little bit, but I am so mad. And longtime listeners may know why. One of you out there sent in fan fiction.
No.
Yeah.
But here, okay. The good news is that intro music hits so hard. Hutch.
Oh, it does.
Boys and girls of the podcast. He couldn't have said it any better. But we have fan fiction. Are you serious? Who wrote it?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know who wrote it, and I'm scared to read it, but we're going to read it live on the podcast and try to act it out, I guess, because that's what we said we'd do. We just begged for it to not happen. Like,
a promise is a promise.
Right.
I just hate that we're here now. And I'm sure it's not even going to be like cute or fun. It's just going to be embarrassing.
No, it's going to be embarrassing.
But
okay. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and start, and
all right.
Let's try to get some energy into it, I guess.
Yeah. So the roles we're playing today, Tyler will be playing Tyler, Matt will be playing Matt, and then Matt will also be filling in for narration. The reason Matt's narrator we'll get into a little bit later, but I'll be the narrator today as well for this reading.
Wait, who's going to narrate, you think?
I think I'm going to narrate.
Okay. Well, you said it 10 times, so I think we know. Go.
Okay, sorry. I'm just nervous. Okay. All right, here we go. Until We Agree fanfic. Matt and Tyler sat across from each other in their tiny studio, cluttered with microphones, laptops, and half-empty coffee cups. The neon sign reading, "Argue Until We Agree," flickered behind them. The duo had been podcasting together for years, and their chemistry was undeniable. Each episode, they dove into a topic, passionately debated it until they reached a consensus, and managed to entertain their growing audience in the process. Tyler adjusted his glasses and flashed a grin at Matt.
Ready for today's topic?
Matt, ever the more laid back of the two, leaned back in his chair, twirling a pen between his fingers. Absolutely. What controversial topic are we tackling today? Tyler held up a piece of paper dramatically.
Pineapple on pizza. Culinary masterpiece or abomination?
Matt groaned theatrically. Oh, come on. We're going there?
You bet we are.
Tyler shot back, his eyes sparkling with mischief.
And I'm ready to convince you that it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Matt snorted. Good luck with that. They both burst into laughter, the kind that only longtime friends share. On their wrists, the identical gold friendship On their wrists, the identical gold friendship bracelets caught the light. They had gotten them on a whim during a drunken night out years ago and had worn them ever since, a symbol of their unbreakable bond. All right, Matt said, composing himself. Let's do this. The debate kicked off with Tyler passionately defending pineapple on pizza, citing its perfect blend of sweet and savory. Matt countered with equally passionate arguments about traditional flavors and the sanctity of pizza. Their voices rose and fell in an animated rhythm, the room filled with their banter. Listeners loved their dynamic. They were like fire and ice, always clashing but never truly hurting each other. They knew just how to push each other's buttons while keeping the conversation lighthearted and funny. After nearly an hour of back and forth, Matt leaned forward, eyes twinkling. Okay. I'll admit, I haven't actually tried it. Tyler's jaw dropped.
What? You've been arguing against it this whole time and you've never even tasted it?
Matt shrugged, a sheepish grin spreading across his face. I've just always thought it sounded gross, but for you, I'll give it a shot. Tyler jumped up, grabbed a pizza box from the mini fridge, and opened it with a flourish.
Guess what? I came prepared.
Matt laughed, genuinely impressed. You're ridiculous.
Just try it.
Tyler insisted, handing Matt a slice of pineapple top pizza. Matt took a cautious bite, chewing thoughtfully. Tyler watched him, barely able to contain his excitement.
Well?
Tyler asked, his voice brimming with anticipation. Matt swallowed and then nodded slowly. Okay, I'll admit it. It's not bad. Tyler pumped his fist in triumph.
Yes, victory.
But Matt added quickly, it's still not my favorite. Tyler rolled his eyes, but there was a fond smile on his face.
I'll take it.
They both laughed again. The argument settled. The neon sign behind them flickered once more, as if echoing their camaraderie.
Another successful episode.
Tyler's head leaning back in his chair. Matt nodded. Yep. And now I had to think of a way to one-up you next time. Tyler waggled his eyebrows.
Bring it on.
As they wrapped up the recording and began tidying up the studio, their friendship bracelets clinked softly together, a constant reminder of their bond. Dink. No matter how heated their debates got, they always found common ground in the end. And that's what made their podcast special, and their friendship even more so. Wow. That was kind of beautiful at the end. It kind of is like setting the scene for something, and then it kind of just makes you, kind of grounds you back in the characters a little bit. It was really beautiful.
I thought we were going to take a turn, and then I was like,
what part exactly did you think the turn was coming at?
Probably the part where we kept grinning and eyes were twinkling.
A lot of twinkle. You're right.
A lot of eyes twinkling.
That's actually a great point.
And so, I was just a little nervous about the twinkling of the eyes, but no, it's all about friendship bracelets.
And
thinking.
I hate to say it, we're acting this one out, obviously. I would do another one.
Send us more.
I know. Please. So many more, please. And next time we're going to get a reliable narrator. Why don't we kind of dive into the rest of what we had planned for this episode? Because it was actually going to be a pretty special episode. I've kind of been, some would say, brimming with anticipation. And now we're kind of here. It's a little bit different. So why don't you set the stage for us? What happened today?
Yeah. So we had someone who was going to narrate for us while we did voices, and then also we had a little clip from Noah because we wanted Noah to give some financial advice, and the person that was going to react to the clip is in finance, so we were going to get their take on it.
Yeah. It was perfect. It was a perfect setup. It would have been nice to have a third voice just kind of doing everything. But let's just kind of tell everyone what happened when we tried this. First of all, I'm not sure he can actually read. We gave him a lot to read. I don't know if I think he tried, I guess. It was a little bit of a struggle. But we powered through, and we were like, surely it's only up from here, And then what transpired?
You asked him some questions.
Yeah, because
what was happening? Because
I'll just tell you who it is. This is one of my best friends. He's my roommate. That's why we had him here. It was very convenient to schedule. He's never listened to an episode. I've asked him to listen to episodes. He refuses to. He's never given me a reason. And I brought him on the podcast tonight for him to defend himself. And there's probably never been more dead air on a podcast. And there has to be billions of minutes, maybe billions of hours of podcasts on the internet. I don't think you would have found a more dead period of sound than it was like 30 seconds. I wasn't making him do a whole episode. I'm sorry. But yeah, he's a finance guy too. So we were going to bring in our favorite character to match up against our biggest hater. It was a perfect storm. So why don't we just play the Noah clip?
Yeah, and I think it's important to say now that, there's no finance person to kind of guide us. I think we just have to take what Noah says as gospel.
This is 100% endorsed by the Until We Agree podcast, whatever Noah says here. For the first time, we're fully behind Noah because there's no other choice. All right, here's Noah.
All right, I'm back. And this week, I'm coming with some financial advice for everybody. You know, you grow up, everybody says, what's the American dream? What's the American dream? Like, what's everybody's dream? Yeah, it's to buy a house. Not anymore. Newsflash, houses cost a lot of money. You know what's in for 2024? It's going to be for 2025? Apartments, condos, townhouses, rent. Rent is the move. Housing prices, even if you had $1 million, you know, you can't go buy a house unless you're born in like the 80s or the 50s. How many people born in the 50s are still alive? Not many of them, if any. You know, those are the only people that can afford houses. They bought one for 10 cents. Now they got 13 acres in the middle of New York City. You know, that ain't going to happen. You know? So what you're going to do is you're going to buy an apartment. You're going to save all your money. You're going to pay the rent. Even if it's $1,500, $2,000 a month in rent, that's fine. You know, you can change that. You get a lease. It's 12-month lease. You know, each year you switch apartments. You got to move a bunch of crap. That sucks. You know, they're going to cut your grass for you. You don't have to fix a roof. Imagine fixing a roof if you owned a house. That sucks. You know, tree falls down in your yard. You know who's going to pick that up? The maintenance, the lawn people are going to come pick that up because guess what? You live in an apartment. You know, you get some chairs, put it on a little balcony, upgrade, get a little balcony. You know, you get a little extra cash to float around. That's fine. Can't buy a house. Are you going to buy a she shed right now? Nobody wants to live in a she shed. That's crazy. You know, so this year, next year, future, apartments, they are the move.
Wow. Thank you, Noah. Okay.
Yeah.
A real Dave Ramsey. That is cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And once again,
So-
our financial analyst said just the most disgusting thing I've ever heard coming out of this. So
And you will never know.
you'll never know. But just know there's no argument. Noah's 100% correct here.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note he made some really strong points. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you think about the roof, if the roof leaks, no thank you.
Great point. If you're a
What,
millionaire,
were we born in the 50s? I think he said at one point.
no, I was born in 2012.
Okay, wait a second. No.
You know, Riz. Ever heard of it? This episode's sponsored by Skibbity.
You toilet. Bro, this is not good.
Yeah, so I don't know. This is the final episode of Until We Agree. So yeah, thanks, Noah.
Ohio. We're just TikTok slang. This is so bad. All right, yeah, let's get back into. All right, we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I think the financial analysis of what Noah was trying to say is rent good, house bad.
House bad, yeah.
Because that's the thing people don't understand is rent is just buying, but you don't get any equity, and that's fine.
Yeah, you're doing the same thing. Money at the end of the day is just money. We don't even know where it comes from. We don't know where it goes.
We don't know where Cotton Eye Joe. That's all I can think of when you said that.
So just kind of like you can get bad financial advice. You can also watch bad movies. And sometimes those bad movies work out really, really well for you. And that brings us into today's power rankings. Is that right?
Yep. And I have, okay, so the power ranking we're going to do today is the top 5 of the worst movies that we love.
Right.
So I hope you're ranking them the same way. Like number 1 would be, it's a bad movie, but you love it the most.
Right. Yes. 100%.
Okay. Perfect.
So, got a lot of love from a lot of cities and states last week that weren't in Denver. They were really grateful they weren't on that list. So people want more lists. So here we go. So this is something that I love this question when Tyler presented it to me. Cause this is kind of like,
This is your wheelhouse.
this is exactly like where I want to live, is in these kind of movies. It made it hard though, because there's some movies, like, I'm just going to throw one out that, like, on paper, from a distance, people will be like, oh, that's like a corny, like basic, like rom-com-y movie. But like, it's a genuinely like good, like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is what I'm talking about. That's a movie that like feels like it could be bad, but it's just genuinely a really good movie. And so that's kind of where I struggle with this, is there's a lot of movies that that kind of like teeter that line. And it's a very fine line that like the difference between a bad movie that's great to love and a good movie that's great to love, I really struggled with. So, like for example, this is my honorable mention because this is one that I think defines this category, both the best and the worst. So my honorable mention is The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds, because like there's such like a formula to it, but it's also like, it actually feels like a pretty cohesive movie. And so that's why I didn't put that. I had it on the list. I took it off because it's not actually, I don't think, bad. So that's kind of my, you can see this. I'm so passionate about this. This is like my financial analysis. If I was Noah or that rat who we're not going to talk about ever again. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
No, you go ahead. I can see brimming with excitement.
The podcast needs more brimming. My first one, and the reason this one's on here is really only because of one reason. Fool's Gold, starring Matthew McConaughey and I think Kate Hudson, maybe Cameron Diaz. I always get them mixed up. It's a rom-com as well. So much fun to watch. The reason it's a bad movie is Kevin Hart's the antagonist. Like he like tries to kill people the entire time, and it's like I can't get on board for that. So that's why it falls on my number 5 ranking for this list.
Okay. I hear you.
Yeah, thanks. Do you want to go next?
Oh, like I would go with number 5 now. Yes, of course.
Sure.
My number 5 is actually Legally Blonde.
Okay. Bad movie.
Wait,
bad movie.
Fun, like that's why like we might have a little different list because like the way I'm looking at it, like a bad movie to me, it might not be like terrible. Like it's not like the Tommy Wiseau movie, but
Sure.
like it's not winning Oscars is what I mean. Like it's not
Sure.
like it's not out there like at the Academy sweeping the categories. So I would put it there just because like I don't think it's meant to be some like cinematic masterpiece like Tarantino film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that was the tough part about it. So I do.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were such a Legally Blonde head though. That's awesome.
I don't know if it's not number 5.
There's a lot of movies in the world. No, I see where you're going with it. So I'm totally on board for that. That's a great movie. My number 4, speaking of movies that will never win awards, Parasite.
That's a great.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I know you feel so
it
passionate.
won awards.
Yeah,
And it won awards. So.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I've never seen it, but I'm sure.
You're like a parasite.
Okay. My number 4 is probably my most unknown movie on the list. It's called Circle. I think it's on. I've only seen it on Netflix. It is, the budget of this movie is probably $8. It is genuinely so entertaining though. It is the only movie on this list that's an actually bad movie, but like it keeps you so engaged. It's a movie about like everyone in the world gets abducted by aliens, and then everyone gets put in these rooms of 100 people, and you have to like the room has to collectively vote on who they want to eliminate one by one until there's only one person left.
Wait, I think I've seen this.
You might have. It is so bad. You don't see. It sounds like a violent movie. There's no violence because they couldn't afford it. You don't see anyone actually die. You just see a bright light and then someone just is off screen. Like it
Maybe
is.
I haven't seen it. I've heard of it.
It's so bad, but it's like it is so entertaining. So yeah, I can't endorse a movie more, I don't think, than Circle.
Dang. Okay. Well, I might have to go check that out. My number 4, you're gonna love this one. 50 First Dates.
Is that the one with Is that Dakota Johnson, the dirty one?
What are you? That is 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh.
50 First Dates
50
with Adam
First
Sandler
Dates.
and Drew Barrymore.
And get this, it's 50 First Dates with the same girl.
No, and you made that joke last week, I think. Yes. But 50 First Dates. If you don't know, it's 50 First Dates with the same girl.
And how does that work?
Well, she just has memory issues.
Oh yeah,
because she was in an accident, and so Adam Sandler likes to do this thing where he like meets her every day and makes her fall in love, and it's a beautiful movie. But it's
feels
it's
like
Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
so it's like,
and it's like it's quintessential Sandler too. Like when you think of like he's like That's a really good Sandler, man. We'll send that to his people. We'll see if we can get him on the podcast next week.
I'd love that.
But yeah, that was really good. I totally agree. That's a great one. So my number 3 is She's Out of My League, which gets back on the trend. We watched that movie together, I think in Jacksonville, did we not?
We might have.
In a shed in Jacksonville. If anyone wants to write a fan fiction about what happened in the shed in Jacksonville.
There was only one bed. We did not share it.
Actually, all that's actually true. But the fan fiction, it's a fan fiction. So
it's fiction. So
that
means that option's taken. It happened. It's true. It's nonfiction.
While we're here, do you want to? We'll take a mid-ranking pause. Do you want to talk about the fact that we had 8 bookmarks on our last Instagram post?
Yeah, I do want to talk about that because
yeah, go ahead.
In that post, which I mean, we worked really hard on, and we put ourselves out there. I had a fully uncensored feet scene.
Incident, yeah.
An incident even. And so...
Because you were not supposed to be seen in that moment.
No. Yeah, that was from the blooper reel. Because what was supposed to happen was like the camera was going to walk in and I was going to be like watching TV and wave at the camera.
Yeah.
But I got distracted.
It's your side gig, I think, right?
Well... Some would call it a side gig.
You just don't get paid for it.
A passion project. But that's the thing. Like nobody pays me or sees it. They go into a locked file on my phone. And so, I mean, call it what you want. It was invasive, and I didn't appreciate the bookmarks. So
a lot of more bookmarks than we've ever had collectively, I think.
I just don't get it.
I don't either. So if anyone bookmarked that and is listening, can you explain why you bookmarked that video specifically? So, but yeah, follow us on Instagram at Until We Agree, and you can see more videos, hear more Hutch music, and maybe see some feet. That's up to you though. So my number 3, She's Out of My League. The airport scene in that alone makes it iconic enough to fall on this list, but like the rest of the movie is like, all right, it's so much fun, but it's like, all right, so that's my number 3.
My number 3 is The Rocker, which I showed you that movie.
Yeah, I knew it would be on your list.
So The Rocker has prime Rainn Wilson.
Uh-huh.
But he's not Dwight from The Office, if you don't know.
Do you want to hear my impression of Dwight?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Dwight.
That's really good, man.
Bears
really
beats.
Okay, thank you. All right, so he is like a disgraced uncle who is in a band, and then the band he gets like kicked out of gets really famous, so he makes a band with his nephew, who is Josh Gad, and then in the band is Stone.
Josh Gad. I forgot it was Josh
Yes,
Gad.
and they're a very talented band.
Uh-huh.
One other person that I don't know their name, but very talented band.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go, and I don't want to spoil the movie, but let's just say there's fireworks.
And music for sure. That's a great one. I actually...
Rocker, I hardly know her.
Come on. That's so good. My number 2 is kind of like the movie Love Actually, but like if it was so much worse. Valentine's Day.
That's the one with like every celebrity ever, right?
An unreal
No,
cast.
that's New Year's Eve.
Wait. I have great news for you. They're the exact same movie, but you know what?
Okay.
Do you know what like the distinct difference is between the two?
About 2 months and 14 days.
Well, I would say about a month and 15 days. Because New Year's Eve is actually on December 31st. So,
no, but but I was saying like 2 months and then you subtract 15 days. So we were saying the same thing.
Oh, you're subtracting 15 from the end of that. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, so this movie has movie stars such as Taylor Swift, Bradley Cooper.
Oh, that's the one where that's the one where she's in an elevator.
No, you're thinking of Leah Michele, and that's New Year's Eve.
I swear Taylor Swift was in an elevator in this movie.
No, Taylor Swift is on a soccer field making out with Taylor Lautner.
That's a different movie. See, there's a scene where Taylor Swift is in an elevator. I believe it's in this movie. I swear.
No, bro, you're thinking of this. You're thinking of New Year's Eve, because in New Year's Eve, Leah Michele and I don't remember, maybe Topher Grace. I think that maybe I don't remember who it is. No, who is it? Jack Black. It's someone like really random. Falls in love with Leah Michele in the elevator.
She is in an elevator.
They get locked in the elevator.
Love Actually for February 14th. Think again. That's the name of this article. It's Taylor Swift in an elevator with a big giant stuffed animal.
Okay, but she's not.
Jennifer Garner.
Like barely. Yeah, she's barely in the elevator though.
She's fully in the elevator.
No, her body is fully in the elevator, but like that's not like where most of the scene is spent. That's
I'm sure it's a long movie and it's not mostly there.
No, that's like
I made a point.
1.5 seconds.
I think I said something and you tried to gaslight me into saying
no, because
she's
you're
on a soccer field. You know what looks very different?
She is on a soccer field. Look at she's on a soccer field. She's on a soccer
elevator looks so much different than on. I've seen that scene too. There's more. Hey, buddy. There's multiple scenes in movies.
Yeah, but you already got New Year's Eve confused with Valentine's Day, and New Year's Eve, like the main plot point in New Year's Eve,
not in
is that she gets stuck in an elevator. Leah Michele.
I don't care about that scene. I've never seen that movie.
This episode is sponsored by Leah Michele's English teacher, by the way.
Oh, she's the one that can't read.
She can't read, but she can get stuck in an elevator.
You know who else can't read?
Who?
Our narrator.
Which it's on us. We figured that a 26-year-old man could read, but we'll bet that in the future. So yeah, my number 2 is Valentine's Day.
Beautiful.
Yeah, go ahead. That's your number 2.
My number 2 is Wedding Crashers.
I hate that that's on this list.
Why? Because that's your number 1?
No, because it's a great movie. That's such a great movie.
But like, come on, like it's not like a great movie in this. Like it's like a guilty pleasure movie. Like you don't watch Wedding Crashers.
Let me throw a fact at you really quick about Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers is the highest grossing R-rated, maybe movie, but R-rated comedy of all time.
Hey, and
you
that's
can't just
awesome.
be a bad movie and do that.
And that is awesome. But there's so many movies that have made a lot of money. And I'm not naming any names.
Name one movie.
All the Marvel movies.
Okay.
That make just so much money.
Okay, but this was in 2004, so it's different. And they're not rated R.
I guess I forgot that. The box office changed in 2005.
No, let me put you on inflation really quick.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about, bro.
etc.
That's not what I'm talking about, bro. Bro, what do you know about inflation? You're just saying things. The Big Short.
So true.
What's your number 1? Give us the number 1.
Do I even need to say it? Say it for me.
Band Slam.
Band Slam. It's always going to be Band Slam. Band Slam. I said I can't endorse a movie more than Circle. I can't endorse a movie more than Band Slam because to me it's the perfect movie. To the critics and those who have also watched it, not as well received. But let me put you onto a list of people who are in this movie. The one person from Friends, the one person from High School Musical, the one Ali or AJ.
Who are these one people? Who is it? Lisa Kudrow?
Lisa Kudrow. Lisa Kudrow.
Yep. Okay.
Lisa Kudrow. Vanessa Hudgens. Ever heard of her?
Vanessa Hudgens. Yep.
Ali or AJ? No, it's not. I think it's Ali. I think it's Ali.
I think I did that last time we talked about this.
Yeah. Ever heard of David Bowie? Ever heard of David Bowie? Ever heard of David Bowie?
Ooh, actually, that just reminded me. And it's not even because of David Bowie, but I think I would maybe switch 50 First Dates with The Wedding Singer. Just another Adam Sandler movie.
Just another one of those movies where Adam Sandler does what again?
He goes, wah-ba-da-wee.
That's fine. You can have them both. I don't care.
Okay.
They can have that spot. What's your number 1?
My number 1, do you want to guess?
Oh, I hate guessing because you always like throw like a wrench at me that I should know the answer to, but I don't know it. Have I seen it with you?
With me? No.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I would know it then. Smile, maybe? Smile?
Smile?
You like Smile?
No.
You like Smile, though.
I mean, sure, but like, no.
And it was bad.
It's not a scary movie. It's a beautiful love story set in New York.
Okay.
And a guy named Albert is trying to...
Is this Fat Albert?
No.
Okay. Who's Albert?
No, a guy named Albert is
Einstein?
trying to... No. He's trying to court the lovely lady in the movie who I cannot remember her name off the top of my head, but she's like supposed to be Paris Hilton, pretty much.
Are they humans? Are they? Is
Yeah,
this a cartoon?
Sure humans.
Okay.
No. And so he needs a little bit of help because Albert Brenneman.
Oh, okay. I know it is. Really? This is your number one? Hitch.
Yeah, this is the best movie ever that's not like a good quote-unquote movie. It's incredible.
I thought Hitch was in Chicago. Not important.
Is it? No. Not in New York.
Feels like they spent a lot of time on boats in that movie. I don't think you get on boats much in New York.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. New York's an island. And
I'm aware
there's
of
a scene with Eva Mendes where they literally like go to Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. So I think it's definitely New York.
No, that feels like it would be New York then.
Yep.
We'll get a fact check on that. Right now I'm
I don't think we need
split 50-50 on it. Hitch. I didn't know you were such a Hitch head. Hitch and what was the other movie?
Hitch.
Legally Blonde head.
There are about 4 other movies. Oh, okay.
What?
Well, hey, now you know. The more you know. And to the audience, we'd love to hear what movies you love.
So true.
And I would love, I'm just going to throw this out here. We've not talked about this. It'd be hilarious to me if the audience suggested us a movie, we both watch it, and then we give a review of it every week.
Oh, I like that a lot. That's the question for the week. On Spotify, and we're going to put it on Instagram too, actually, because I really want to get an answer for this. So on Spotify, you can click over. Usually we say, what do you want us to debate next? This week, we're going to say, what movie should Tyler and I watch and review next week? I like that a lot. And then, keep an eye on Instagram as well. If you want to do it there, we'll post a story. Go look on Instagram right now. I know it's probably going to be too late by the time you listen to this, but you can see Tyler's feet on our Instagram story right now in full bright flash mode. So check that out as well. Follow us there. That was a great list. I don't have any complaints with anything you said on that one.
I don't have too many complaints with yours, other than that Taylor Swift was in an elevator. That's all I have.
No, I'll have to fact check that as well. For that to be the call out for that movie is disappointing.
The Swifties are going to be furious. They know exactly what Sam's talking about.
Yeah, I do too now, but that's like it doesn't matter. Let's not dive back into it. Shout out Taylor Swift. Shout out Torture Poets Society Department. Shout out.
Dude, you are digging us into a whole stop, bro.
Shout out Travis Kelce. Shout out Kylie Kelsey.
Okay.
Why don't we dig into
You forgot one.
Shout out Jason Kelsey.
And
Mama Kelsey.
And
Donna Swift.
Maddie Healy.
Don't shout out Maddie Healy. Right?
No, we
can?
No, we are putting down Maddie Healy, not like a dog, but like in the terms of like come on, man, you know.
Yeah, get it together, Maddie Healy. We've never seen him in concert before.
No. And we would never do that again unless tickets were a good price.
Unless they were a reasonable price, yeah. But we've kind of been civil today. Why don't we get into the debate of the week?
Yeah.
So why don't you lead us into that one?
May I say, this was a Q&A.
It was?
Every week. Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Every week.
Okay.
We have a special listener send in a Q&A.
Uh-huh.
And it's always great.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Kim.
I hate to say it, this is not from Kim. This is directly from me.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive. Shout out Kim.
Somebody's gonna need somebody's gonna need to fact check that. I'm gonna do that right now.
Shout out Kim for real though.
No, because I'm pretty sure Kim's the one that sent that in. So let's look at what should we debate next. Oh, she said something else.
we didn't get to that.
Can we do that one now?
Yeah, why not?
If you were a video game character, what unique loot would you drop when defeated? The sentiment still stands. It's always a banger question.
Yeah, it always crushes. It always crushes. I
just thought this one was the one, but go ahead.
My answer is mud and blood.
Mud and blood?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mine would be needles that aren't sanitized, I think. That just, like, I don't know. Something about that just, like, Stay away from me,
Yeah. That's so.
It's like a martyr.
Well, a martyr for what?
So when somebody because if you've
Uh-huh.
killed me and you're trying to loot me, you deserve what's sticking you.
Do you know what martyr means?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Go ahead and tell me what a martyr means.
a martyr's like somebody who died for a good cause.
Okay.
But what I think I switched it with is in a video game there used to be a trait where it's like martyrdom or whatever.
Yeah, you're thinking of martyrdom.
Yeah, and so that's what I was thinking of.
Uh-huh.
Because it would leave a grenade when you died, and then it would explode, and so that's
Your-
what I was thinking of. But
Your needles would shoot outwards when you die.
noodles is a good answer too. I'm not mad at noodles,
I'm not either. Yeah, I actually don't mind that.
but I think needles like a porcupine, and then but they're
Uh-huh.
but like very specifically very unsanitized.
Yeah.
And just like a pain to deal with for sure.
Yeah. No, I think if anything, not sanitized is the key takeaway. Anything unsanitized is what we want to drop. But especially those nice little needles. So thanks for asking that question, Kim. And just give her credit for this one too. Let's give her the next one.
By the way, I didn't think about that. That was just the first thing that came to my mind. I didn't even think about that before this. So
that's sick.
That's how in the video game world I am. But yeah, please introduce the next topic.
Crazy flex. Yeah. So yeah, I guess Kim wrote this one too. Where does the sky start?
Great question, Kim. Honestly, I don't know. I have so many questions about this question. Where do you think it starts?
I think it starts as soon, like the exact atom after you're off the ground, whether that be a blade of grass or cement or something. I don't know. Just anything that you're not on the ground in.
Okay. Wait.
Have you ever heard the expression "head in the clouds"? That's not possible unless you're already in the clouds.
Head in the clouds, got no weight on. Like Ariana Grande.
No, keep going.
I can't do that just for copyright reasons. It sounds too similar.
Yeah,
I think
it was a 1-to-1 match.
So yeah.
Got the raw vocals today. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, please add reverb in that post.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
I don't have time for that. But okay.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate that take, but my question is when the buildings are introduced, if you're inside the Empire State Building, let's say.
Okay.
You're on the first floor. Are you standing in sky?
No, you're standing in a building. What's your point?
Yeah, but if sky is upwards of floor and you're always upwards of floor, are you not always in sky?
My thought is kind of you have to be founded in what it's rooted to. A building is rooted to the ground. I think, and so have you ever heard of a plane?
Oh, I'm familiar.
So say you were a pilot, maybe in World War II.
Oh, easy.
Maybe you're just a commercial airline pilot who knows his way around the world. Swedish for sure, or some other European nationality.
Maybe Austrian.
Maybe. If you were a pilot, call him Bjorn Do Fly, and you're flying a plane. I think I would argue that you're flying, and when you're flying, you're in the sky the second the wheels leave the ground. And so the reason you're flying in a plane is not because your feet can be on the ground in the plane, but you're still flying. But if your feet are on the ground in a building that's connected to the ground, you're still on the ground. But
Okay. I have a rebuttal.
Okay.
And don't take this the wrong way.
I never do.
Let's say there's a building. And
okay. Good start.
No, but it's not going where you think it's going, I promise.
I'm familiar with buildings, yeah.
No, yeah, and it's a huge building.
Uh-huh.
And you could hypothetically take off a plane and then land it in that building. It's a building the size of I don't know, acres, and it's really tall. It's 30,000 feet tall. It is a hypothetical building. And you take off and you land inside the building, on the ground, safely. Are you flying then? Because you're still indoors.
Is the building rooted to the ground?
Yeah.
Then that's the same thing as me saying that a plane is flying when it's an inch off the ground, because it is.
That's what
would
I'm
you not
saying,
say
though,
a plane is flying an inch off the ground?
No, it is, but
then a building is a building and a plane is a plane.
Yeah, but so it can fly indoors, even though it's not in the sky.
A plane, if it's a big enough indoors, a plane can fly indoors.
Okay, that's all I'm at. Okay, so that clears that up. So if it can fly indoors, I don't have any problem with the other argument. But what I will say is that I just feel uncomfortable with the idea that if I lift my toes out of the grass, they're in the sky. You know what I mean?
Why? What?
Like I get it.
What area? What area? It's just like a way that you're not going to like sleep well at night, knowing that that's what the sky is. Is that what you're saying?
For sure. No, for sure. But luckily, like I'll be on my bed, which isn't in the sky, right?
Yeah, but say you're getting in bed after a long day and you jump into bed, you're in the sky long enough to jump into bed.
Yes, that's a problem. If you jump indoors, you're in the sky.
No, this bed's outside. This bed's outside.
But if you jump indoors, are you in the sky?
No, you're inside. You're in a building.
Okay.
Sorry, I confused myself.
Yeah. Okay.
You kind of lost me at flying a plane in a building, so I'm kind of trying to come back.
And I think we do need to make it clear, like this is a hypothetically large building.
It's a huge. Now I understand. It's a huge building. That almost made me worried that maybe we were gonna start clashing, but we were gonna start hurting each other, because it felt like you knew how to push my buttons and you pushed my buttons, but you didn't keep the conversation lighthearted and funny.
Bro, I did.
I know you did, but what I was worried about is that wasn't happening. But you know this podcast so well.
Why are you yelling at me live on air?
I'm not even yelling. That's from
This usually happens after, guys. For everybody, as soon as we click the stop button, Matt yells at me. These podcasts go on, 40, 45 minutes, and then I have to schedule in another 45 minutes of being yelled at. I put my mic down. I turn my headphones up.
Yeah, you turn them up. I'm glad you do.
Well, I have to hear what you're saying. I try to listen for words through the anger, and then I don't know. I just reflect.
Yeah.
So
one thing about Tyler is he's great at receiving feedback.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
He really is.
Which, I'll be honest, I think we agree on this.
That this guy is right off the grass.
It is. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'll say it, but I think we agree on it.
No, I'm super itchy right now.
Do what?
I'm super itchy right now.
Why?
Just thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
No other reason.
That works out for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no, I heard that works out for you. I guess, I don't know. Do you have anything else to say? Because I think I have one thing, but I'll let you go first.
Sure. I'll just.
Oh, thank you for listening.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say another successful episode.
That's what I meant to say too. Let's say it on 3.
Okay. 1. You're supposed to say 2. 1.
What? 3? What do you say?
1,
2,
3. Another successful episode.
This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.